Hi everyone, so this is attempt number 3, I think, to record this video. I just have not been having good luck. So I am going to try to not go on and on and on so I can edit it quickly and get it up for you in the month of January. These are just products that I have used up somewhat recently and what I think about them, if I would buy them again, if I have bought them again. All that kind of stuff. So if you are interested in what I've been using up lately, then please stick with me. First thing, I mentioned this in my 2013 favorites on my blog post. I meant to include this in my video, which I'll link below, but I forgot. So what I did think about it is in the blog, so if you're interested. Basically, it's a cleansing balm from Clinique. It's called Take the Day Off Cleanser. It's an oil cleanser, but it's a solid balm, so you kind of get a chunk out and rub it between your hands and then rub it on your face. I like oil cleansers, especially for getting eye makeup off, but I don't like dealing with actual oils, so this is a nice kind of delivery mechanism. I am definitely willing to try other cleansing balms. It's just this is the one that I am aware of, that I know about, that I know works well for me. It took me about 5 months, I think, to go through this. It is a little expensive. It's almost $30, but it lasts a while. It is something I use in the shower, and I have dropped it. As you can see, it's a little dented, but it's plastic, so, you know, it's not too hazardous, although when it's full, it's pretty heavy, so I suppose it could really hurt if you dropped it on your foot. But other than that, really recommend it. It works the best when you use it on a dry face with dry hands. It will still work with wet hands and a wet face, but the moisture will start to kind of soften the balm in the pot, so you'll go through it a little bit faster. So that's just something to keep in mind. It still works, but it's just not like the best if you don't use it all dry. So for me, getting in the shower, I like stick my foot in there to test the water instead of my hand when I want to use it with dry hands. It's all very silly, but it works well, and I like it, and I will continue using it. I do use a cleanser after this. I feel like this maybe possibly causes me to break out a little if I use it alone. I'm not really sure, but definitely recommend it if you're looking for a cleansing oil and you don't want to deal with an oil. Next up is this Algenist Overnight Restorative Cream. Their thing is this hyaluronic acid, whatever that is. I don't know if that actually does anything. This came in a Sample Society Allure box, subscription box. It was a good size sample, 15 milliliters. So it did take me quite a while to go through it. It's a little heavy for me. I didn't notice any difference in using it. It didn't seem to make me break out, but it's hard to say, you know, with after the baby and everything, a lot of things have changed. And yeah, so it's really hard to pin down what's causing problems. I would not buy this. It is kind of expensive, but it was a pleasant experience to use, but I don't think it really did anything for me. So I was happy enough to use it, but I wouldn't go out of my way to get it again. A lot of kitties milling around here. It's kind of funny, actually. Okay, next up are kind of makeup-ish, I guess. Would you call lip balm makeup? I'm not really sure. Skincare, perhaps. So this is a chapstick. It is the blue, obviously, moisturizer variety. One upside to this is it does have SPF 15. It works okay for me. It doesn't work fabulously. It's not horrible. My husband uses the same lip balm, so a lot of times he'll just get a multi-pack, and when I'm in a location where I don't have a lip balm, I'll grab one and use it. And it always feels kind of satisfying to use up an entire lip balm. I have extremely dry, flaky lips, and I have for my whole adult life. I've never really found anything that works that great for them, but this does okay. It doesn't dry them out like things like the Burt's Bees, that kind of, anything kind of minty tends to dry things out. Sometimes things with SPF seem to dry them out, whatever. Almost everything makes my lips unhappy. For a while I was using lanolin. That didn't seem to be a miracle cure either. Next I'm trying Aquaphor on suggestion from Sienna, so, you know, whatever. I need something on my lips at all times, and they do much better if I keep them covered always. It's just hard to remember to do that when I'm at home taking care of Colin and all that business. So anyway, sure, I will buy another one of these again and use it up, of course. Now to the real makeup. This is a very old Urban Decay primer potion sample size that came with possibly the original Naked palette. I've not had the best look with Urban Decay's primer potion. I feel like Too Faced Shadow Insurance works a little bit better for me. I do have a mild amount of creasing when I use primer potion. So I doubt I will buy it unless it was at a discount. Like when they redesigned the packaging, I would have been willing to buy some because, I mean, it's a primer, it works pretty well, if it was at a big discount. But I wouldn't pay full price just because I have better luck with Lorac's behind the scenes eye primer as well as Too Faced Shadow Insurance, like I said. So it's okay, but, and then 2 mascaras. The first one is CoverGirl Clump Crusher. I know that this is all the rage and has been for a while. It took me a little while. Cats are chasing each other. It took me a while to try it out just because that's around when Colin was born, so I just didn't have the time to deal with anything, basically. When I was out of mascara, though, I bought a 2-pack of Clump Crusher at Target for a really good price. If you're looking for like good everyday prices, Target is a good place to go because it's always going to be less, almost always going to be less than at like Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, that kind of thing. They have their sales, which will bring it down to about the same price as what you could get at Target. So, you know, depending on the deals and the coupons and whatever, sometimes Target is just easier when you're not looking for a sale specifically. Anyway, oh goodness, I said I wasn't going to go on and on, but I'm going on and on. Clump Crusher. Right, so I feel this is very similar to Lash Blast Volume, although I like the brush on this one better. It's still, I don't love it, but I would definitely buy it. And I would, normally I would say with Lash Blast Volume is something is kind of regular. When I just want something that works, I would buy that. Well, I would buy this over Lash Blast Volume just because I'm less likely to stab myself in my waterline with this, which I used to always do with Lash Blast. And yeah, it's just a little easier to work with. I found as it dried out, it did get kind of clumpy. It was not continuing to crush the clumps for me, but whatever. I have good lashes, so just about any mascara is going to be reasonably workable for me, as long as it's a even decent formula and brush. So yeah, didn't love it, but I'll buy it again, I'm sure. Why do I feel like forehead is prominently featured in this angle? Oh my goodness. Giant forehead. You know what's really awful? You know, after you have a baby, all that hair that you didn't shed while you're pregnant, it all starts coming out. So it seems like you're losing all of your hair. It's just that your regular shedding cycle didn't happen while you were pregnant, so it all comes out all at once. So anyway, I've always had a lot of gray and blonde right here, and it's like a bunch of hair has come out of this section, so it looks like I'm kind of balding over here. God. It's like it makes my giant forehead look even more gigantic. It's ridiculous. I need some bangs, but you know, I have a really strong cowlick up here, so it's like while I would like to have bangs that kind of hide the big old forehead, fighting that cowlick is ridiculous. I have to flat iron it, like intensely flat iron it, and I'm just not going to do that every day. I don't know. I plan on going to somewhere to get my hair cut where they're actually going to suggest something based on my face shape and all that. So I'm kind of excited. I'm hoping to have a good experience. You know, I've not had the best experiences getting my hair cut just because I have all these cowlicks. So it's like, yeah, it looks nice when it's short if I style it, but when I don't style it, it looks like a super hot mess. So yeah, I'm hoping to come away with at least some ideas and something that's easy to manage for me, easy to manage means wash it and sleep on it while it's wet and then brush it out in the morning. I doubt that that's going to work for anything, but whatever. Last item. This is Maybelline, the Falsies Big Eyes Mascara. It's dual-ended, so it has, this is the kind of selling feature, I think, for most people, is that it has the lower lash mascara wand down at the bottom. And the formula isn't clumpy and wet like the top lash is. So this one's all chunky, clumpy, and pretty decent for volume. Traditional bristle brush situation. So this one is really actually empty. Since you're getting less product, I actually found that I was running out of product, which almost never happens with me for a mascara. Even though I tend to exclusively use one mascara for 3 months or so, I rarely actually run out of product. Usually it'll start drying up on me. But this one really started to run out because you're getting like probably half the amount. The lower lash one still has a decent amount in there. And I'll probably keep it around in my drawer for a little bit longer. Things like the bareMinerals Lash Domination, which is kind of a hassle to put on my lower lashes. So it's definitely, you get like very little volume, very little of anything. So I feel like I really need to build it up a little bit even on my lower lashes. In theory, you could use the bottom lash to kind of like give you a little bit of length and extension and separation, and then go in with the volumizing end to give you more thickness. I don't have that kind of patience to work with my mascaras, so I don't ever bother doing that kind of things. And I personally have never really found any sort of visible benefit to layering mascaras. My lashes are long. They're of kind of moderate thickness. So usually I just need to kind of clump on a whole bunch of stuff and make sure it's not too chunky looking, and I'm good to go. So it worked okay, but I don't like mascaras that get really, you have to start scraping stuff off the brush. That irks me. So that usually has to do with the fact that the little hole in the tube is really big, so it doesn't scrape it off for you very well. This one, it doesn't have that problem as bad as something like Jordana Best Lash Extreme, which would be my favorite if it didn't have that gigantic hole. So the mascara one tends to get really filled up of stuff and you have to scrape it. So yeah, anyway, it's kind of clumpy, but not too bad. It was manageable. If this came not in a dual-ended thing, I might buy it again just because it was okay. I was able to get a decent amount of volume without spending too much time fiddling with my lashes. And that's usually, for me, what determines whether or not I want to buy something again, is how much time I have to spend. Because I can almost always come out with the same look, more or less, but sometimes I can slap it on in a couple minutes, and other times I'm like playing and fiddling for 5-6 minutes, and who wants to spend 6 minutes putting mascara on? That's ridiculous. So that's kind of my verdict on this. I think it was a fun idea, but for me it just didn't. Benefit wasn't there. Most of the time I'm fine with just using the regular wand on my bottom lashes. Only when it's super chunky do I not like that. So anyway, that is everything for my January 2014 empties. If you've tried any of these products out, let me know what you thought of them. If you'd buy them again, I would love to hear it. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you are having a wonderful day, and I'll see you soon. I mentioned this in my 2013 favorites blog post. Well, there's a cat being slightly crazed. I don't know what to say. He really enjoys walking on that railing though. Yeah, hi. Hi. All right.